The deal brokered by the UN and Turkey in Istanbul last July has seen almost 33 million metric tons of foodstuffs from Ukrainian ports reach global markets. An initiative aimed at alleviating global food security and a key issue African heads of state sought to engage President Putin on when they visited last month.
Ultimately, participation in these agreements is a choice, but struggling people everywhere and developing countries don't have a choice. Hundreds of millions of people face hunger and consumers are confronting a global cost of living crisis, and they will pay the price. Indeed, we are already seeing a jump in wheat prices this morning. I am aware of some obstacles that remained in the foreign trade of Russian food and fertiliser products. And this is precisely why I sent a letter to President Putin with a new proposal to keep the Black Sea Initiative alive.
The Secretary-General also addressed elements of a letter he sent to President Putin last week, detailing efforts by the UN to remove hurdles affecting financial transactions through the Russian Agricultural Bank, which had been a major concern for the Russian Federation. The bank had been removed from the SWIFT international payment network after it was cut off by the European Union in June 2022 over the invasion of Ukraine. Guterres indicated in his letter that the UN had recently brokered a concrete proposal to enable a subsidiary of the bank to regain access to SWIFT with the European Commission, calling it a unique political opportunity. This was among several proposals the UN chief says went unheeded, despite efforts to address Russia's concerns, including across banking and insurance sectors, to better foster a normalization of trading conditions.
Today's decision by the Russian Federation will strike a blow to people in need everywhere. But it will not stop our efforts to facilitate the unimpeded access to global markets for food products and fertilizers from both Ukraine and the Russian Federation. I particularly want to recognize the efforts of the government of Turkey in this regard. Looking ahead, our goal must continue to be advancing global food security and global food price stability. This will remain the focus of my efforts, taking into account the rise in human suffering that will inevitably result from today's decision. We will stay fixed on finding pathways for solutions. There is simply too much at stake in a hungry and hurting world.
The United States envoy to the UN also weighed in.
Russia has dealt another blow to the world's most vulnerable, this time by suspending its participation in the Black Sea Grain Initiative. This is really another act of cruelty. According to the World Food Program, more than 345 million people are suffering from high levels of food insecurity. And we know without a shadow of doubt that Russia's brutal war against Ukraine has pushed millions and millions more people to the brink, especially in the Middle East and Africa.
The Security Council will convene later Monday on the situation in Ukraine, where the terminated grain deal is also likely to be a key issue of discussion. Shervin Briceby, SABC News, New York.